when I was looking over social media, I saw that there was an opportunity of educating on how this work, right? Because it's not just like I saw my social media have real estate agents, so I started stalking real estate agent in social media to friend request them, so to
Nice.
know them a little bit more, and all the content out there is like, hey, this family bought a home, congratulations, let's congratulate this family, but no one was teaching what exactly happens in the process, you know.
Hey, 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 it's Richard Smith here with Loan Officer Growth Podcast, the podcast that helps loan officers grow their business, increase their success, and have more freedom. Today, we have a special treat for you. We have Danny Ruiz. Danny is out in Tampa, Florida. He's a loan officer and he's killing it. And he does some pretty cool things. If you're listening to the right episode, if you want to hear Danny talk about how he really kills it with TikTok and some other strategies that he works on. So awesome, Danny. It's great to have you, man.
Oh man, my pleasure. Very happy to be here with you.
Awesome, awesome. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started in the business and everything?
It's a long story. I've been in business for 20 years now. I started as a loan officer in Puerto Rico. So, but unfortunately, in 2017, the island was slammed with a hurricane named Maria, and
Yep.
it was pretty bad. So, we like everything was in pause mode for months. So, and at that time I had my first daughter, and I was married by that time, and we decided that we need to do something because our careers financially were in a stop and very uncertain times. So we decided to relocate to Florida without knowing anyone. We just
Wow.
have that um, leap of faith, and we decided to move to Tampa and start a new life. So, and that's how my journey in the loan officer is like. It's like now you are in the big leagues, right? And you don't know anyone, and you
Yeah.
wanna. I had that desire to be a better provider for my family, a better loan officer. So that's when I started to meet look for assistance with marketing groups and coachings, and that's how I started my journey with the Freedom Club.
Yep.
And so that's how I started also doing videos, and what you mentioned about TikTok, because I didn't know anyone, and at the beginning it was very difficult for me to find in my space. Like I knocked doors, I cold call, I did lunch and learns, but I was like this 24/7 loan officer that in reality is just because of necessity, because you don't want to be 24/7, right? You need
Right.
quality time with your family and that stuff. So it was very hard for the first 6 months when I started trying to get new business, and it seems that nothing was working fine for me. Like I was getting leads, but was that deal at 9 p.m. or that 505 credit score borrower that no one wants.
Right.
So I didn't originate a file for the first 6 months. So I remember every night going back to my house, and I didn't want to stop in my house because my wife was going to ask me, hey, did you originate files? Do you have any contract? And I knew that the answer was no. So it was a very depressing moment in my career. After
Mm.
15 years, you thought that you have everything, a solution for everything, but it was a dark time for me starting here.
So what happened? What did you do? What was that spark that got you going? Because that a lot of people feel that like right now, people are feeling what you felt back then. So what was that spark that got you going?
Well, since I almost tried everything that I that I try, as I mentioned you, like knocking doors, lunch and
Right.
learns, all that stuff. And every time I had real estate agents like just asking me for money in order to partner with me. So you know what? At that time, I was like camera shy, and but when I was looking over social media, I saw that there was an opportunity of creating, of educating on how this work, right? Because it's not just like I saw my social media have real estate agents, so I started stalking real estate agent in social media to friend request them, so to know
Nice.
them a little bit more. And all the content out there is like, hey, this family bought a home, congratulations, let's congratulate this family. But no one was teaching what exactly happens in the process. You know, it seems that we make it in a foreign way that it looks easy, but in reality it's not easy for everyone, right?
Right.
So we know that. So I started like providing educational content in regards guidelines, the specifics, that those questions that people the problems that people don't know that they have until they talk with the
Right.
loan officer, right? So I started doing that, and the first video, it was I was very nervous because I was thinking about how people is going to judge me, my looks, how I hear, all that stuff.
Right.
It wasn't polished. It was just a let me record it here because I was desperate. It was like, let's do this because I don't see any other options. So let's try this. So we don't have anything to lose. So let's
Yeah.
do it. So I posted a video, and like 10 or 15 minutes later, but first, that video, before posting it, we re-record that video like 15 times, and I because I was looking for an excuse every time.
Right.
And once I posted, I started sharing on different mortgage groups, community groups in the Tampa Bay area, with real estate agents groups, everyone that I already stuck into
Yep.
Facebook. And 15 minutes later, I said, like, you know what? Let's do it again. Let me delete it. And when I started deleting that video, I had not enough battery, and the signal, the internet was very weak, and it didn't let me, and
Yeah.
my phone turned off. So I said, like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? So incredibly, next day, when I opened my phone, I saw like so many comments of people like, "Hey, thank you for passing by my office. Hey, great content." And I say like, "Wow, this is
Hmm.
amazing how people react to the interaction of a video." By
Right.
that time, not much people on video. It was like more people sharing pictures with the copywriting on the top, but no video. So and I said like, "Wow, this is good." Next day, I went to an event, a networking event, desperate, looking for connections to real estate agents, and I saw that real estate agents, they pat me on my back like, "Hey, you are Danny," and I said like, "Yeah, I'm Danny," and who you are? "Hey, I am the broker owner of this office. I watch your video, great content." So I said like, "Wow."
Hmm.
So this is not a cold calling. This is a warmer
Yes.
connection. People that now they like, know, and trust me. So I said like, wow, this is a great opportunity. I started like thinking more about how you on video, and not just on video, is the package of your message. If
Right.
it's packaged with value, it doesn't matter how the wrap is the value, what it contains inside. So, and it was not a polished video, and I started attracting people. I started getting not just consumer direct, also real estate agents that want to know more about this new program that you talk about it. and they heard it from you first time because they were scrolling on their TikTok, on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, and they found you. And at that time they have like a client that probably you can help with that program, so they call you, they reach out to you. Hey, they send you that new person, you put them into contract, and now, hey, I want you to know they ask you like, hey, could you teach our real estate agents more information about that program? So it opened you doors very
Wow.
easily.
Yeah, and you hit it right on. You were giving really good content, and then you were just being yourself. So people were attracted to you, and when you meet them live in person, they feel like they already know you because they've watched
Mhm.
your video.
Correct,
I
correct,
love that.
correct.
So I think the key also is you were very consistent. Like you're consistently making videos, right?
Yes, I'm consistently making videos because you know what? Being a long time in this business, there's a time that you as a loan officer, it's a very good profession, but sometimes it's like you get kind of tired of the same questions, right?
Right.
And sometimes you are in a level that sometimes you have to keep being human, right? So when people come to me and they started asking me questions, like basic questions, that I said like, man, reality, this is just a basic question. I don't even have an idea how he is or she asking me this. So there is a big opportunity for us to start teaching this about how to get a home, what's the grade score you will need, because either schools, either in college, you don't learn this. So
Right.
I think that is a huge opportunity, and at the same time responsibility to teach people about these topics. And we have hey, you tell me, one of the you're telling me is being consistently, right?
Yeah.
And we have to be consistent because it's a learning curve for us. It's like FHA guidelines. It's like over 100 pages, so we have a lot of topics to talk about, right? So I use that as a point of reference. Every question is because people need to have more information, and it's an opportunity for me to make one more video about that topic. And it doesn't have to be a long video. You can People right now with the span of attention, you can niche down and do videos of 45 seconds,
Right.
1 minute, up to 3 minutes, just with one topic and elaborate. And in my experience, what I have seen on TikTok is that with that short content is much better sometimes than the longer content, because you are not telling like everything. So once you talk about that single topic, people are going to have more questions, so they go into the comments and they start asking more, like, hey, now that you mentioned that, what about if? So now
Yeah.
you have another topic to talk about, and that create the engagement, and that helps the algorithm, so that people that are interested in that topic are going to find you. It's not that
Right.
you're going to be chasing them. They are going to find your content. And if you are responding those questions, now you are the to-go person, the authority in this in social media. So now you can have your own leads. You don't have to rely on anyone else like a real estate agent, because in the 80s and 90s, it's okay, there was no internet. So that was people was not looking online or scrolling in social media, and they rely on a real estate agent that will refer you business. But nowadays you can have control of your own business, and that's what I really like about social media, that I have control of those leads. And
Yep.
it's not leads again, it's about attracting your ideal client, because you have to create an avatar, and that content that you provide will be to that avatar. because
Right.
you don't want to be, attracting people that is not going to qualify or they don't align with your way of doing business, etc.
Yeah, and it really took me by surprise. I remember probably last year you and I were talking, and you told, and tell me if I have this right, my memory is right, but you had said in 30 days of doing TikTok videos that you got like 30 referrals from it. Is
Oh
that a
yeah,
good number? Are you getting more than that now, or like how is that? Tell us about that.
we are getting a lot more than that. We are getting around, I would say, last month we got 190 leads, and probably 60 to 70% was coming through social media.
That's crazy numbers, man.
Yeah, I don't know, very good, and
But
there is a lot more opportunity there.
yeah, so how often do you post a video on TikTok?
I try to post at least once a day.
Okay.
I have more than, but when I started, I was putting 3 or 4 videos per day because I had like a lot of content.
Right.
So now I still have content, and those videos that perform well, I am trying to repost them
That's
again.
smart. Yeah.
Yeah, with the same content. It's just like a new video, and because I knew that there's a lot of people that still have that those questions or concerns. So,
Right.
and the good thing about social media is that when you don't feel that you have like more content, you can just look for those videos that perform really well, and pay for ads before ads. So now I boost that video, and I forget because I have to do some focus on other things, and I
Right.
still having people scheduling appointment with me in my calendar. So that's the beauty of it.
That's awesome, man. That's amazing how many referrals you get from that. And you wrote a book on TikTok for loan officers, right?
Yeah, we did we wrote that book because and that book is, I will say, is not only about TikTok. You can use all the information there because it's about mindset. Starting with, I believe that TikTok was for kids and dance and all that
Right.
stuff. So, but in reality, it's not just about TikTok. It's about how the social media game has evolved. Because when TikTok started, um, I was a Facebook person.
Right.
um I- Instagram, in my time when I started using Instagram, it was just about pictures and things like that, and I didn't like Instagram, so I returned back to Facebook full time, let's say. And but when I started that seeing that Facebook started with the reels, I said like, hey, reels now,
Yes.
and people is criticizing TikTok, and now they have reels, and I was spending more time on reels than looking at my newsfeed. So I said
Oh,
like, hey,
nice.
here is something. So I went to YouTube, started searching about what about TikTok for business. And this lady had her channel, she was talking, and I was convinced. I said like, wow, in reality, people are spending more time scrolling through social media on TikTok, like over 15
Hi.
minutes on say hi, Mika. She's ready to go to school, right?
Yay. Have a good day at school.
So people are spending more time. How the active users are increasing like crazy in
Right.
comparison with other social media platforms. So I look at it as a way of business, how to improve my business. So I started doing TikTok, and on that book, going back to the book, it shows you like the mindset. If you are camera shy, or if what's holding you is that you don't know how to edit a video. So I show you how you can edit your video on TikTok with the tools they have in a very easy way. And it's not just about TikTok. You can download that video, save it into your camera roll, and then share it in your Facebook stories, Instagram stories, Instagram reels, Facebook reels, YouTube shorts, WhatsApp
Nice.
stories. Yeah, it, it's incredible. I didn't believe in stories. And when I started posting stories, I saw like so many viewers like just stories. So there is a market for everything. So
Yeah.
the thing is, if you want to grow on social media, it's about volume. It's about numbers like every business. So you have to make more videos and try to share in as many platforms as possible. So that's the hack.
That's awesome. And it's like anything, you have fear, and I think a lot of people have fear. How did you work through that fear to just really get going?
Well, my first fear was that I didn't have any business. My bank account looked very crappy at that time. I
Right.
had a daughter of 1 year old. We were trying to make a living here. That was my first fear. My second, my hint, my tricks is like, first, if you're going to do video and you don't want like your wife or no one to judge you or your friends, and you are going to open a new account, please don't add family, don't add your friends, because those are the first ones that are going to start judging on
Oh,
you,
yeah.
like in on a funny way. But sometimes, your friends don't want you to be better than them, so you have to be aware of that. So
Right.
that's one of the things that I highly recommend. Second, all of us, I love to wear shirts blue color. I love to wear gray. So you have to look for things that motivate you, that you feel good, like to feel good. That gene that you love, put that gene. um
Right.
Iron that shirt the prior day and have everything set. Like people say, if you want to do exercise, you need to have your sneakers right
Yep.
in front of you from the very beginning. Things like that. If you like energy drink that it pumps you, hey, have that energy drink with you. And you have to look for those tiny details and make it happen. You like and then just have the mindset that the most important thing is not your look. Before posting that video, you need to question these three things. Is this video is going to solve a problem to a person? Is this video is going to make it's going to improve the quality of life of that person?
Yeah.
And is this video is helping people to be closer to their goal? If the answer is yes, just post it. Forget about how you look, how you hear, because you know what?
Right.
You are already doing the job. The only thing that is different that when you do video, you are doing it through the lens of a camera. There's nothing different than that. So, as Michael Jordan said, just do it.
That's awesome. Yeah, that is, and do it consistently. And I think that's your key. You do it every day, and that makes such a big difference. What we're basically out of time, but I wanted to ask you one more thing. What would be some words of encouragement that you have for loan officers right now?
Uh, Educate. You need to continue education. You cannot. People are going to buy a house no matter what. They need
Yep.
to relocate. They get married, and probably they are not thinking about buying a house. But now they had the news that they are going to be a dad or mom now. Okay, and now it's like, now I have the idea, now I need to buy a house, right? But they don't have any idea about rates, about, because they are not looking on things like that, right? So when things like this happen, I focus myself on education. I continue with topics about what do you need to qualify, how you need to have your credit score. Because if you focus just on the rate, is you're going into a rabbit hole, and it's not healthy
Right.
for you and anyone. So just focus on education and continue doing it. And definitely that's a very good way nowadays to differentiate yourself as a loan officer.
Yeah, giving good value. That's amazing. All right, brother. I appreciate you being on today. Thank you so much for coming and being on the podcast.
Me too, my friend.
So
Glad to
let's
see
do a
you.
little quick plug. Where can somebody find your book if they're interested in that TikTok book or that
Yeah.
video book?
They can go to the tiktokbook.com, and they're gonna find it there, or they can go into Amazon, and in Amazon they can find it as TikTok for real estate agents and lenders.
Nice. Awesome, man. Thank you so much. Again, I appreciate you and look forward to talking to you again.
Me too. Thank you.